And we are back with your Purple Pants podcast coverage of the Real Housewives of Potomac,
Yes.
season 8,
Yes.
episode 7.
It's
I am
your bestie, Miss, yes, me.
Westy. What? Wait,
I,
time out. What do you know about that North?
what do you mean? That was a banger. Okay. Okay. I can explain
Jatia, you
why.
don't be knowing. What do you know about
No,
that?
I'm a TikToky. Okay, my children have TikTok.
Okay, I can see Ashna knowing that. Yes. Okay. Well, listen. Okay, it's Miss
Yes.
Taylor, your bestie. Yeah, we
Yes.
we are back covering Potomac episode 7. Don't rock the
Yes.
boat. But before we get into that, just want to give another huge shout out to my sister, my friend, my warrior, my survivor,
Uh,
Miss
times about
Jatia Hart Taylor, who has completed chemo and
it.
now
Mm-hmm.
has completed her radiation. Okay,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah. Thank you. So I am reporting live from my bedroom, my actual bed. This iron
I've been
frame
in
bed.
it.
Yes, I know. So, but I am determined. Real Housewives and all the reality TV keeps me, my spirits up. It's my social life right now. So I could not miss this. So I am ready to get into it.
Uh,
So
but wait, before we get into it, again,
okay, before we get into
congratulations.
it, okay.
And I've been in that bed before. I've been in Jatia's house when she's
We
not
have
there, and I
cuddled
got
in
to
this
sleep.
bed with my husband's approval.
And here's my one issue about your bed, right? Jatia's style is so minimalist, right?
It is. I love it.
And so
I love it.
when I had that day to myself and I was like, I'm sleeping in the big bed. I'm not pulling this pull out couch out anymore. I'm like, why they only got 2 pillows in their bed? Like, when you come
We
to
we have both been very in agreement about not having like the pile of pillows because then you just gotta take them off and then put them back on. So yeah, our bed is very sleek, very
2 pillows.
minimalistic, not a lot of pillows.
Now
Mm-mm,
you've
mm-mm.
been to
I'm
my
I'm
house.
anti a lot of pillows. You like pillow stacks.
I feel like if you don't have a warm body, you can have a stack of pillows.
No, I have to make myself like buy pillows, like even like throw pillows and rugs and stuff like that because I don't like all of that. But yeah, well, maybe for Christmas, or maybe one of the Real Housewives should open a pillow business. We haven't seen that
Mm.
before. That's a new lane, maybe for
That's the
Wendy.
new lane. Wendy season 8 selling pillows, okay?
Right,
Uh,
right.
then then season 9, Karen with the feather pillows.
Thank you.
So
Or Nika selling Nigerian pillows as opposed to Wendy's Catholic Christian pillows.
oh,
No,
oh.
let me
I am
stop.
saying, but listen, so we are jumping right into episode 7. Don't rock the boat. Not a lot happened, but I feel like we pick right back up where Robyn is in the car and she's having a breakdown
A breakdown.
and over
I
this
was
Title 9. And because Robyn is having a breakdown, Candace got to have a breakdown. Now, again,
so
go ahead.
so I was so upset. Can't look. I'm always harping on Candace, but like she couldn't even give Robyn space to feel her damn feelings without make. I do feel like she made it a little bit about her. So like Robyn was in the car, she breaks down. She can't even have a whole ass breakdown. Like, and Robyn never breaks down, right? And she can't even feel her feelings because then when she starts explaining why she feels that way, then here come Candace being super defensive, and just making it all about her. So Robyn can't even fully break down. She says, I am feeling this way because everybody is making it seem like it's my fault that my husband lost his job. Now, two people in that car, Wendy and Candace, had said something about that.
Title
And
9.
right, the Title IX thing and everything like that. And I was happy to see that Wendy saw that she was having a tough time and just backed off and let her feel her feelings. Whereas Candace went into full on offensive. Well, I was like that because it caused my family a lot of grief. When you talk about your family, have your breakdown on your own time, okay? Let me have mine. What did you think? Because I was just not happy about this.
Like, so I thought a lot of things, right? Because it's like, again, I always say I love to hate Candace, but I hate to love Candace. Like, I like Candace, right? And so I thought two things, right? I thought one, Candace was getting upset because despite her, and then even in the car, she's trying to ask Robyn why they're not friends, right? And so it's
Right.
like, I do feel like Candace and Robyn were friends, and I feel like you said, Robyn is always the stoic one. She's the strong one, and so to see her break down, I'm sure can cause Miss. I'm sure that could cause her to break down a little bit. Like that's my friend, but then also it's like so if that was your friend, like, can you not see why she is breaking down? Take yourself out of it. Even though if you feel like she's a fraud, you feel like she plotted, like she never did. Like, so it's like I want to understand where Candace is coming from, but it's like let her have the moment. And then, but I was going on, I was feeling Robyn when Robyn was like, my husband don't say nothing. My husband don't get into this. My husband isn't out doing media circuits.
Oh, and then thank you, bravo. This unseen footage, right, of Chris Bassett totally going in on a podcast on Juan and Robyn. Not so much Juan, actually Robyn. I could see and I just think that he is feeding off of his wife.
And but
That don't seem like that man like something he would do. It seems like something he was put up to or had heard so much about he can't stay out of it. And in the words of Nene Leakes, stay out bitch's business. Or what I don't know how she said it, but
not Patricia, not you.
look, look, okay, like let them have it. You ain't got to make every fight your fight. Especially when it has to do with that. So I was not happy about that. And I do feel like, again, like I say, Candace takes something and makes it into more than it needs to be because this could have been swallowed. But again, here she come bringing it up again.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
it's
she
like
looks like the asshole. Wendy is the champion of the one in the car because at least Wendy, even though she was chiming in, talk about Title IX this, Title IX that, she at least let her have her moment.
right. And even while they were going through it, I think Robyn says to her, like, you're not my friend. Like the things that you have said about me, and then not Candace doubling down and be like, I'm not your friend. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Like,
Because she was just in the restaurant being like, well, Robyn, I'm your friend. Why didn't you call me and tell me about all your problems? Why? So then you could go on the next, so I can give you more information for your next podcast appearance. Like, so for you and your husband, no, that don't make
so
sense.
yeah, I somewhat of me relates a little bit to Candace, right? Where I feel like in the sense of
Being wrong all the time. Is that how you relate to her?
I feel like she is sad seeing Robyn break down. Like I believe that, but I also feel like she also feels like, well, I went through something, and like you're gonna hear about it like. So I just feel like it's like two things can be true at the same time, Candace. Like you can feel how you feel, and if you really have love for Robyn, let her have this moment and listen. Like don't inject your emotions or your thoughts or like that was the only thing that kind of got me. But I also like I kind of saw Candace's point a little bit. Like sometimes I can get like that where it's like I can
The only
interject.
thing I agree with what you said is that I agree that Candace is sad. She's sad. Like, because I think she's just emotionally immature. Like, oh my gosh, it's like the kind of people who go to somebody's wedding and then propose to somebody at somebody else's wedding.
But they'd be like, I asked Tom before the wedding and he
No.
said it was fine.
No, this is my day. You want a venue, pay for your own venue, pay for your own. Yeah, like that's like coming to my baby shower and being like, guess what, everybody, I'm pregnant. No, nah, you ain't gonna do that. Nah.
Right. So I mean, I agree with that. So then we go to chicken bingo. Have you ever
Chicken
been
shit bingo.
uh, okay, bingo. Have you ever been to chicken bingo where you get a bingo card and I guess you play it like the traditional bingo, but they also put the chicken
No.
in a cage and wherever the chicken defecates, that's the number.
I don't want to be in a room with anybody defecating.
I
So
mean, I feel like
No, I think poop carries diseases. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't draw the line. I didn't be like poop carries diseases. Like, that's how the plague started with rat poop. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm good on that.
so
Sorry,
yeah.
all of
I
y'all
mean,
women talking about y'all want to get pregnant. Nah, I'd have been like, no thanks.
if ever I'm in Austin, I'm gonna have to look up the chicken bingo. But we get into chicken bingo. The ladies get
No, we
out.
don't get that far in the chicken
We
bingo
don't get into
because
that far.
chicken ship bingo. We'll call it chicken ship for the sensitive ears out here. But chicken ship bingo, they sit at the table and they haven't even sat down for 2 minutes. And this is when it like hits the fan because then the women in the other car understand what's been going on in the car of doom, the Uber
Well,
of
Giselle sees that Robyn is upset, and Giselle is like, "What's going on?" Robyn is trying to be like, "Nothing. I'll talk about it later." And Mia, okay, Mia just again she been stepping her game up this season. Mia then relays the information
yes,
to
carries them
Giselle.
bones. Carries them bones.
And if Giselle has not stated her point with Miss Candace, she's made it very clear this episode. Giselle's like, and she didn't apologize, and she didn't like, Giselle's like, what? What? And so then Robyn is like, it's getting too much. And Robyn again shares with the ladies that, they brought up the Title IX and that they are making it seem as if Robyn speaking at the reunion is the catalyst as to
Well,
why
Juan
Juan
loses his
lost his job. And Robyn has to excuse herself. Now,
None.
when
So this is what baffles me about this whole thing. When Robyn excuses herself, then Candace also goes into overdrive with the lips and the triangle and everything, and it's like sobbing,
now
like
at
uncontrollably.
what took me out is that Wendy being like, where's Mia going? Mia just wants to be a part of it. Now, mind you, us as viewers have seen last episode, like Mia and Robyn have shared this personal connection. So it's like, now Mia can't, now Mia, like, now, although I do kind of agree with Wendy a little bit, like, Mia, girl, you are looking for a moment,
A little bit, yeah. Okay, yeah.
but,
Because if anybody goes after her, it should be Giselle.
right. And so Mia goes after Wendy. Mia goes after Robyn. Robyn is like, leave me alone. Now, meanwhile, inside, Giselle and them are still inside talking. And I guess at one point, then Giselle goes out to check on her. And then we get this conversation between, I believe it is Candace, Wendy, Nneka, and Karen. And essentially, they're saying like, Candace, like, we know you care for her, we know you care. And then Candace goes on to this rant that's like, well, Robyn made her decision. Anyone that's friends with a Giselle, I know can never really be my real friend. And I'm like, Candace.
So I'm like, dang, girl, you just like this is again her immaturity. Like, I feel like, are you 16? Like, do you have no kind of like your friend is hurting and all you can do is like stack bullshit. Like, so first of all, you make it about that. No, she's not hurt, you're hurt. And then is you blubbering, she can't blubber, you got to blubber. And then you go all the way back and be like, oh, she got bad judgment and friends, so I can't even be her friend. It's like, but
Well,
again, she's sad, she's hurt, and hurt people hurt people. That's everything I see in Candace is that same spiral. Like,
and
she's yeah.
I just feel like if she makes bad decision and friends, well, weren't y'all friends?
Right.
And so, but again, even through all of that, like, I really do feel like Candace is hurt seeing Robyn hurt. Like, I believe that. I don't care what nobody say. Like, I do believe that because again, throughout Candace's time on Potomac, her and Robyn have always been good. They've like, go back and watch season 4, season 5, season 6.
No,
Like,
I do know that even when she didn't like Giselle, I get that. But then why can you not understand why she is upset? Because you threw her under the bus. You and her husband and your husband threw her under the bus when she was sticking up for y'all.
but again, she feels as though she was implicit in the rollout of all of this information. And again, I've said it before, someone in one of the comments was saying that, like, because I said, when Giselle said what she said to Candace, right? Like, all Candace had to do was say, like, I don't believe that to be true. I can speak to Chris about it. If y'all want to talk, we could talk. But like, let's square this up because you and Chris are cool. Y'all have a relationship. Like, I like, I just felt like it could have been resolved differently. I feel like Candace just went on the defense, and that was it. And
I am so tired of talking about this. Like, I am so tired. Like, oh my gosh, let's just like fast forward. And you know what? I'm not the only one who's tired of it. They got Robyn sitting on the curb. Like, I just felt it through the screen. Oh, she is sitting on the curb. Okay. She got on her, I think, a YSL purse sitting on the curb.
YSL
Look,
purse.
you got your Yves Saint Laurent resting on the curb. I felt that in my soul. Like, you all cute, you all prettied up, and you sitting on the curb trying to get away from these women because you can find no peace. And I was glad to see her getting the Uber. To be honest, the whole chicken, like, even when they tried to make the chicken ship bingo fun, I could not have fun at that place. Like, Ashley was trying to make it fun, and
I
I was
could have
just
had a
like,
good time, though. I mean, I felt like we could have
I'm
turned
just
it up.
saying, like, even watching it, it was not fun to me because, like, they had ruined it.
And I also, but here's another thing, just so everybody's listening to the people that think we just hate Wendy. I thought Wendy was hilarious in Chicken Ish Bingo. I thought, like, you know what? Wendy was like, I came here to have a good time. Like, I don't know what, like, what y'all chickens is doing, but I'm trying to see some chickens poop. Like, I was like, okay, like, this is the Wendy that I like. Like, this is the Wendy
I
that,
agree.
like,
And her and NECA were actually talking and not arguing. So I thought that was great. But honestly, I was just like, y'all could just skip to the next thing because you ruined it for me. You done ran
but
Robyn on. And Robyn is a lot of times the life of the party when they
and she's
get
the
together and go
reasonable
out.
one. She's like the equalizer. She's a different thing. But also, as Candace was crying, Wendy was saying different things to her, like, you don't need to be doing this or you don't need to be doing that. And Neka made a very clear observation, like, it's interesting. It seems like Wendy's influence over Candace seems to carry a lot.
So it's funny because I also peeped when Wendy was like, we talked about this. Remember? We talked about this. I was like, tell us what you talked about. So
So, yeah.
I think they have Candace and Wendy have teamed up,
Well, of
and
course, they're an alliance.
yes, they have an alliance. They have decided what they feel about certain things. So I guess NECA is not on in the dark skin team alliance or whatever. I don't know. It seems like they're leaving it out, but I think they have in their minds teamed up some way against the Green Eye Bandits.
Oh, of course. I feel like they saw them as a pair, and then they were like, let's click up as a pair and we can combat them.
Yes.
But again, it's like I enjoy a Wendy and a Candace, right? Like, it's like I understand it's housewives and people have to be at odds, but it's just like y'all is just blatantly at war, and it is crazy. And so
Everybody had on really cute outfits. I'll say that at Chicken Shit Bingo.
they did. I mean, I thought everybody looked cute.
Yeah, there
And
was a
then
lot of yellows and oranges going on. Let's talk about the fashions. Yeah, it was really cute.
yeah, Giselle couldn't walk in her shoes though. Okay.
Look, I thought it was very funny, her trying to see her walk down. I even liked her outfit with the arms. That was very
Oh, I'm
cute.
sorry. Wait, say that again.
I said I'd give it to her. I liked her outfit with the
Oh,
arms. It was very cute. I thought
we
the shoes was cute, everything. It was very cute. The fashions were on point at Chicken Shit Bingo.
we
I think the outfit that I liked the least was Ashley's. Because I think again, I'm gonna say Ashley just don't know how big her boobs are yet.
I
So,
love it. I feel like Ashley got the new tatas and Ashley want to show them out. If I had the tatas, I would be just like
oh
Ashley.
my God, Ashley tatas only fit her nipples. Okay, I mean, like, the clothes only fit her nipples, and like everything else is out. But I guess if you pay for them, that's what you want them to do. So not mad at
Listen,
that. So basically, Chicken Ship Bingo is gone. It's over.
and it is.
After they leave in the Uber, they have a little fun, like you said, with Wendy and NECA. So the Nigerian princesses are having a little fun. Ashley is having some fun with some drinks and everything else like that. And then they fast forward and say the activity for the next day is
It's kayaking, but more importantly, it's actually Karen's triple 20. And
Yes.
we know when
Yes.
we celebrate Karen's birthday on the Housewives, it doesn't necessarily end up good. The ladies fight. It's a whole thing. Wendy don't got a room. Wendy got to go to a hotel. Like, it's a whole lot. And so I think they're definitely trying to make it a point this season to have it peaceful. And I had to say, Giselle went to Karen's room. It looked like she stopped at the lobby market and charged a bottle of wine. The Ashley room charged some Skittles and some Snickers. But I have to say, right, like I'm so used to Karen and Giselle fighting that I forgot what it's like when they're actually in a good place. And I think I like them in a good place just as much as I like them when they're not in a good place.
I think that when most of the time I think they have a baseline level of respect for each other that we don't see in all of the housewife relationships. So that is the thing. I actually love the little montage that they put together of all the ladies saying nice things about Karen. I loved that. So that was very nice. And everything seemed very genuine that they were saying. So that's very nice as well.
Giselle also makes it clear to Karen, like, hey, let me talk to you real quick. I know what you was trying to do at Chicken Ship or at the other day at the pool.
At the
And
pool,
I
but it ain't
just,
gonna happen.
you and I, Karen, are in a great place. But I just want to let you know, I feel like Candace has taken it a bit too far. With the colorism context. And that's where I draw my line. Like, I'm getting death threats. I need to make sure my children are good. There in the words of the great Nene Leaks, the door is closed.
Right, and it's gonna stay closed. So I agree with that. Giselle, I think it's cool. Like she's like, this is my line. You have look in life, baby. You got to have lines. You got to
Mm.
have lines that you will not cross, and it's ultimatum. So I agree that you have to have lines, and keeping your children and your family safe is one of them. I mean, Candace, this is the thing. Candace also likes to be like, oh, you affected my family. But I don't think she really knows what that means because everything has affected her family. Everything, has done this, all of that. She talk about people mamas to the grave and then get mad and want to point knives in people's faces. Remember that one? But like it goes both ways, dear. So I don't know. I was very happy to see Giselle draw a line, stick to it, and communicate that very clearly to Karen.
And I thought Karen was received. Like Karen was like, I didn't know it affected you this deeply. Noted, right? Like, and again, I also feel like, yes, grown women ish. Like, let people know how you feel. Let people know your boundaries. And yeah, I do feel as though I want to, for the growth of the franchise, I would like to see Giselle and Candace on good terms. Like I miss when Giselle used to call Candace Candy Pants. Like, they had like you know, I don't think that they were
Well, I
best of
think,
friends,
like you
but
say, the door is closed. When you start doing, she was like, when she gets reckless, she gets real reckless. And some of those things you can't come back from. And I do not blame Giselle at all. So I don't even know how, look, with some of the stuff Candace said, I don't even know how she's still on the show, honey. Because I don't know
I
why
think
any of
Candace
them.
is good TV though. Like I like
And you know what? She's gorgeous. She's a gorgeous woman.
she definitely
Well, she
is.
looks
And
great on TV.
like, yeah, I love Candace. Like, I mean, again, I have some hot takes on Candace, but I mean, overall, you know me, I got deep space. I like, I drive back.
I do
I
not love Candace, but I think she's very pretty. I think she can be a good time, but I just think like when she goes low, it's too low for me.
And so we get to kayaking. The first thing that I noticed, I was like the instructor Luke that was helping him out. I was like, well, Luke, put a life jacket on me. I thought Luke was cute. And Karen makes it very clear. Well, if she didn't make it clear enough, I felt like all the ladies had on like very like water attire outfits. Karen had on a short suit set. Like
A
I was
short,
like,
yeah. I thought it was very cute. I saw the Gucci belt and the slides and everything. But oh, you know what I noticed before they got there is that when they're in the car and they're in the car a lot, some of them don't wear their seatbelt, and then I don't know why the mama in me like that bothered me. Did you notice that, or
I
was it
mean, I
just
kind of peeped it. I also peeped that Giselle asked NECA to go to the other car so Robyn can ride with her to kayaking.
yes? That's the bestie for you, okay?
Okay.
So There you go. It's your bestie. And just gonna ask somebody to switch cars, just because I know how you're feeling. That's what you do for a friend. If you know a friend is struggling, you do things to help them out. You don't like make it your own and call all the attention on yourself and become defensive. So I thought that was a great move. Giselle almost never. I don't think in this episode she had her seatbelt on once. I don't know if she like protecting her
Not you, the
outfit.
seatbelt police.
Sorry, but that was like, I was like, why do you think seatbelts on? I think it was when Wendy, when they were driving home from Chicken Ship Bingo. So when they did that, I noticed that Mia, I don't think any of three of them, and then I started looking like every time they got in the car. All right, so
and
back off of that.
okay, but speaking of Mia though, we get Mia getting ready. Gordon calls her, they're talking, and Gordon reveals that, like, one of the lawyers called back. And I guess Mia reveals that Gordon, after being ousted by the board, really wants to seek legal action against the family because they owe him $500,000. Mia lets us know in her confessionals that, like, that's not something she really wants to pursue. Like, she rather keep the relationship of the family intact. And she also has, again, I feel like this may be the fourth or third time we've heard this, and within these 7 episodes, is that it has put a strain on their relationship. And I'm like, okay, girl, you keep saying that.
Yes. So like tick foreshadowing. So definitely get some good foreshadowing. Be like, something is coming because they keep building.
Okay. And
so they just give you a little snippet though.
A little snippet, but if you saw the super trailer for the rest of the season, Gordon's one line has been it's rounds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And she said it's not fair. He said you want to fair.
Go to the carnival.
Doesn't
make sense. Doesn't make sense. It's a good line. Doesn't make sense.
But, I mean, listen. Gordon ate that. I don't care what nobody say. Gordon ate that. Okay, you want a fair? Go to a carnival. Anyway, so
it sounds like something his mama used to say to him. That sounds like a line from a Black mom. So yeah, there. Oh, my husband just came in, y'all.
Oh, hey, Graham.
He's white, so I thought he was a ghost. No.
Oh my God, no. So
anyway, so
not you really jumped.
Almost lost some years off my life. So they're out kayaking.
I thought kayaking was cute. Karen, or Candace asked Karen for a talk.
Yes.
Tell us about the talk.
I totally blanked out. Didn't care what they were saying. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I usually try to, keep tabs on it because we're casting, but I don't know. She said some blah blah blah. And
he was just saying yesterday was a lot. And, about her friendship with Robyn, and that, like, she cares. She wants to have a conversation with her, but, like, she just, again, kind of the same old, like, and so Karen was just encouraging that they're grown women. I'm a grown woman. I don't do whatever I want. I do what you don't like that song?
I do not. That is one of my favorites.
Well, Beyonce just released the visuals for it, and now Grown Woman has started charting. So, okay, we get to that. Kayaking is fun. It's cute. I haven't kayaked in such a long time. Again, Mia, with the MVP of the episode.
Right. So she is out there pulling them strokes. The Green Eyed Bandits are together. NECA is with Mia, and Candace has a little talk before they get out there. Is Wendy alone?
No, I think Wendy might be alone.
Yeah, Wendy is alone because she doesn't know how to stop. I remember she ran into people. And so I can remember all those details. Can't remember one thing that Candace and Karen talked about, because I don't know, I'm gonna admit I am super biased against Candace. Like, whenever she starts on screen, I just like have this visceral dry heave reaction. So I know they said something and Karen tried to bring her back down, and God bless the Grand Dame on her triple 20 because she's had a lot of experience and she's trying to impart that experience to Candace, and it seems like Candace is receiving of it. Candace's bathing suit is very cute. I'll give her that. Her bathing suit is so nice. So they're out on the water, and then they decide to, throw back some red wine, which Candace rightly points out is not a summer thing,
But she still took a gulp. Okay.
Correct.
She still took a gulp.
Right. So they have this nice little moment, and then kayaking is um, done, and they head back to the hotel. And this is when I think the episode, of course, at the end gets great.
Well, it gets juicy. But before we get to the juicy part, I thought that, we know that the Grand Dame, Miss Karen, is the lady of Surrey County.
Hmm.
And what I do think though is, and again, like, I love the Grand Dame. I got my takes on her too, but she reveals to us that she's buying her grandmother's home.
Yes. And they
And
cut to all the very nice montages of her talking to her aunt, talking about home. She has a real connection to her home. I love to see that. And she also talks about how she's going to turn it into a business, like a
right.
little nice resort and retreat, which I think is lovely.
And also
That is
it's
the way you're supposed to roll out a business idea on the Housewives. Wendy, take note, right?
Also, it's part of her job as Miss Surrey County to, like, bring in the
Right.
tourism. I also picked up on a couple of things where now this is just me, like, maybe diving in, but she says that I think originally she says that she's buying her grandmother's home. Then when we see the aunt, it seems like her aunt really wasn't about it. And it seems like the aunt allowed her to buy a piece of the property, not the whole property. But again, and I think when she was talking with NECA, she was saying how she's a Black woman owning a farming plantation.
Yes. So she owns a plantation. And usually, like, there's been this big backlash about visiting plantations, like having weddings at plantations, like as their fun, like as if they're fun places.
Well,
They
I
are
think,
historic.
but there has been backlash, but I feel like the backlash has been more on the type of weddings and who is having weddings and who is having
And who is
fun.
profiting off of plantation ownership. No, I got
Right.
that. I get it. So I would actually, welcome Karen, reclaiming her heritage, because there were, after, enslaved people became freedom, received, a lot of them were sharecroppers and owned their land and stuff like that. And I'm sure this farm has been in her family for a long time. She said at least 104 years. But probably even since the time when African Americans were enslaved. And so it would be nice to see them take the land that they were
Yes.
once enslaved upon and turn it into a thriving business.
Right. And again, I feel like people tend to watch Potomac and be like, "Oh, this is the master." Da, da, da. But I'm like, well, you're missing these gems in which that, like, Karen is actually like, because I have nothing but respect for her for that. Like, yes, taking something back and make,
Yeah,
like, I was like,
taking
I'm here.
something that is painful and making
Mm,
it into a legacy and something joyful.
yes,
Yes.
thank you.
So, I love
So
it.
I love that. And so then we
The
get
next two pieces are the best pieces of the episode. One, Robyn talking to Juan, and then the preview of what else is coming in the second half of the season.
and I feel like Robyn confiding in Juan, because don't make me, you lucky Juan Dixon isn't here. Now, here's the thing, right? Like, I feel like, one, this conversation does not look good for Juan, right? However, I do feel like there is another side of what Juan was trying to say, right? And I feel like because we are through the lens of Robyn and we're
He
team,
looked like an asshole.
but
Plain
I
and
ought
simple. And
I
I know he's not trying to, but I mean, basically, this is his woman trying to come to him for support. And he is just kind
of
of
her
like,
defending him.
right. So she wants support. And he's like, no, I mean, I understand he's trying to give her, the stiff upper lip. Don't let it get you down. But the fact that you like, I can't even be on the phone with you right now. And the thing that she needs most, I feel like, is support. And especially support from the person who she's sticking up for. So now she's getting it from both sides. Like, she's trying to stick up for you and they like tearing her down. And then when she's saying, I'm trying to stick up for you, you tearing her down. So I felt really bad for Robyn.
Yeah, I definitely felt so bad for Robyn, because it's like, here she is, like, clearly I felt like the way that he was talking to her as if like she was engaging with them, right? Like you can't help your emotions, like right? She broke down, Juan. Like she broke down, like defending you. And again, there is a side of me that could maybe understand what Juan is coming from. Like, listen, I don't want to hear nothing about these women. Not like, like, don't even give it life. But like, yeah, sure, that's easy for you to say, Juan. But right
But you
now,
not on a 24-hour trip with them down in Austin.
right. And right now, this is the only paycheck that's coming into our home.
Correct. So I understand, like, he's trying to do tough love, like, from the coach's perspective, like,
But
no.
I'm not your athlete. I'm not your son.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm
That's
not a
it.
student at Coppin State. I'm your wife.
Right. So I wish I would have seen, like, I don't want to totally throw him under the bus because
Right.
I can understand where he's coming from, but I need to see some support of his wife. And maybe they cut that part out. Maybe they had a 30-minute conversation and this was only the last 2 minutes.
Right.
But it ain't look good. Okay.
But again, I also feel like anything, and again, we know the editors are shady, right? And so, would Juan being
Shady.
supportive of Robyn, would that buzz the ratings, or would Ron being like, "Why you crying? Toughen up!" Like, would that make it seem like is that what would feed more of this storyline? So it's like, but again, ultimately, my heart goes out to Robyn, and I don't feel like I feel like she understands what she signed up for. And I feel like she is a trooper and she's marching through, but she's a human. And so she was just having a human reaction to being blamed for her husband losing her job when in the end, clearly, that's not what she wants. And in the end, clearly, she was only trying to defend her husband, which we only see Robyn do.
Correct. That woman has rode from her husband like no other. So I think she wanted to get, a little bit of a pat on the back, or, baby, it'll be okay. And, I think
Or
I would
don't let them women get to you. Like, you know what we got at
I
home.
would have liked to see him say, like, baby, it's me and you, and whatever they say don't matter. That's what I would have liked to hear him say. Like, it's us, we in this together. Don't worry about them, and that's all that matters. I'd rather him say that than yell. But he did what he did. He did what he did. So the best part of this whole entire episode is the foreshadowing. Is the clip of what's to come. So we see that there is going to be some turmoil between Gordon and Mia. He busts out his Fair Carnival line, honey. Like somebody wrote it. And
you've been cheating on me for years.
I want to be like, a therapist. Let's dive into that. That's what I want to be like. Let's talk more about that. Let's examine that. But I don't know. It doesn't come as a surprise, and everybody knows that they've separated. And so we're going to see more of that. We're definitely going to see Candace and Nneka going through fertility journeys. They give a clip of somebody actually in the stirrups. From my expert analysis, it looks like Candace, because Candace has the box braids in, and then I see little box braids in the see, I'd be looking at that. I'd be rewinding and stuff like that.
Come on, it's the details.
So you'll see their journeys. You see the Nigerian princesses are
you don't want peace.
Right. They ready. Look, it's like tribes going to war. Okay. So we see that there's going to be some turmoil between the Nigerian princesses. We also see, and I'm looking forward to, Giselle dealing with her daughter going off to college. So we'll have some of that as well. Am I missing anything? I think I hit everybody? Oh, and you see the Grand Dame, and I think what looks like her triple 20 party, right? It seems like there's a lot of lingerie. Oh, wait, timeout. Can we talk about that Instagram picture that they showed?
Well, I mean, girl, that's old. That was over the summer, but yeah, the Grand Dame be serving it on the ground.
Look, okay, I was like, wow, I need to call the person who edits her photos and have them edit my photos.
Don't do that to the Grand Dame. Listen, I've seen the Grand Dame in person. The Grand Dame, she's cute.
I did not say she's not cute. I said I want the person who edits her photos to edit my photos. Anyway, so we see the Grand Dame and having a party, and it looks very lingerie-esque. And she looks great, just like she looks great I think she looks amazing.
Yeah.
So those are like some of the things that we have to look for. Everybody has a storyline of some sort. And it looks like it's gonna be juicy.
Yes. And so you can guarantee that we here at the Purple Pants Podcast will be covering it. It looks like they are taking 2 weeks off of
Yeah.
Potomac with the holiday season, with the New Year's and Christmas coming up. So we will return with your Housewives of Potomac coverage the week of January 7th. We hope everyone has a happy holiday season and a happy new year. And
Yes.
listen, life is not fair. And if that's what you want, you need to go to a carnival.
And it still don't make sense when he said either. Everybody have a very happy holiday, happy Kwanzaa, happy Merry Christmas,
Hanukkah.
happy Hanukkah, happy
Happy
Boxing
Love
Day.
Yourself Day. This holiday season can be very taxing and trying. Please remember that gifts don't mean a thing, and don't stress yourself out about things that you can't control. And if you need to take a day and go in the house and not answer no phones, that's your holiday. So take your holiday.
Yes, yes. And we can't wait to catch up with you guys in the new year. So peace from us.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.